When I initially wanted to write this review, I was going to think, oh, maybe this isn't a bad game. Maybe I'll give it a chance. No. This game turned out to be a lot worse than I initially wanted it to be. So after a few hours of gameplay recorded and me writing the script, it's time for me to review Back 4 Blood and why it feels so boring to play. Now, before we go into depth about Back 4 Blood, let's talk about Turok Studios and their history. Turok Studios was founded by Michael Booth, Phil Robb, and Chris Ashton, as the studio was bought by Valve in the year 2002, following the huge success that was Counter-Strike. One day, the team was bored of making competitive games, as they decided to have some fun, so they grabbed their Counter-Strike and modded it into, well, Terror-Strike, as it was basically you with 4 other counter-terrorist players, defending themselves against a horde of terrorists with knives into a custom dark and gray atmosphere. And of course, it got the interest of Valve employees, as they gave them money and developer support. They were making the first ever co-op zombie shooter, beloved by fans, Left 4 Dead. And well, the rest is history. So, as far as we know, the parasite worm, was taken into Canada for scientific review. But after the scientist stupidly looks at the parasite, he gets himself killed, and well, the worm parasite starts taking over Canada.
Look at this!
It then spread throughout the United States, and you get the gist of it. Now, we're introduced to so-called cleaners. Why? As they were made to fend off the really. Now, if you know lore enough, then well, let's move on to the next part. Now, the design of some weapons and maps looks actually really good. That's because it's rendered Unreal Engine 4, so... But I have some few questions. A. Why does the Rin spawn randomly? And why does the objectives give you a horde timer for next wave of hordes? And B. I don't know if it's just me, but I hate how awfully designed these special effects are. Especially the bosses. Why do they have health bars? Why do guns give you hit markers? Now, I know that yes, you can disable them, but it just ruins the immersion on default. In the original Left 4 Dead games, you didn't see the health bars without using any mods. Each infected was designed with the intent to pin you or distract you as much as possible, especially the tank that is a huge bullet sponge and that it is a literal giant beast that you have to kill. Mike Wazowski's music cues are synced up perfectly for each cue. For the jockey, it will be 6 cues. For the hunter, it will be 3 cues. Knowing these cues makes the player and AI bots more aware, and that makes the player more smart to understand. Now, on to everyone's favorite thing to see:
the gameplay!
My God almighty Christ in a handbasket. Where the hell do I even start? Firstly, the first map I loaded in, and there was a bridge I had to lower, and it caused the horde. The first map I loaded in already gives me the option to call the horde. Okay, well, I didn't manage to get through that, but something I don't understand is why do weapons have upgrades? It really makes no sense, even in a zombie apocalypse. Secondly, why do literal special infected spawn randomly? This was less apparent in the OG Left 4 Dead games, but very common in Back 4 Blood. Even as you start the other chapter as soon as you walk out of the safe house. I don't know if it's the AI or what, but what is with the constant zombies walking so slow? What is this, The Walking Dead, but with fancy graphics? 1 hour of this gameplay, and I was bored. And I was nearly at the end of the campaign. Overall, I did manage to finish it, but goddamn, it just felt so underwhelming and boring. Oh, and the bots are just broken. They're just broken. Even with the updates, this makes Left 4 Dead AI bots perform better than Black and Blood bots. And that's just with the Left 4 Dead's workshop for mods. Speaking of which... when I heard that Back 4 Blood was not gonna allow mods, I was pissed. Like, mods are the soul and the heart of a person's game. Heck, some can improve performance, add some quality life features and all that. But to lock away the ability to mod is horrendous, and I will not forgive them for doing so. Also, speaking of, we need to talk about the skins. My god, do they look bad. And the fact to have to pay for basic skins is just bad enough. But what about the cards? Now I will admit myself, the cards are very useful for certain situations. But the issue I have is that you have to get these supply points for each time you complete a campaign chapter. Not to the fact you can pay for skins while Left 4 Dead, you can just get the skins for free in the Steam Workshop. But before y'all bash me in the comments, I just want to let you guys know that DRS is owned by Tencent, and I can't blame the devs to try to improve the game somewhat. But from a company who uses a term from the creators of Left 4 Dead, doesn't that sound misleading a bit? I know I'm going on a rant, and I'm sorry, but I just can't play this game. Thank God for Xbox Game Pass for only playing it for free. My overall thoughts about this game is that it's just a mediocre co-op zombie shooter 3431. I will admit, while the story was a bit interesting, but the crappy dialogue just ruins it. So yeah, if your friends just a cool zombie game, buy Left 4 Dead instead. It's cheaper and more fun.